15 for the presentation. Go ahead. Bismillah.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Wafa El-Kafawian. I'm 28 years old, DBA student in International American University. I have a baccalaureate degree in Business Administration Management in Balqa Ablaid University, and I have a master's degree in Business Administration at Mu'ta University. And now I'm studying Doctor of Business Administration. I live in Jordan, in Amman. I'm a military. I work in the army. I worked in airport, and right now I work in Real Jordanian National Defense College. And I have experience in medical insurance. I'm married. I had my first baby while preparing to this research. It was tiring on me, balance between carrying of my baby and to study and to prepare to my thesis. Before I start to explain or to present my thesis, I want to dedicate the thesis. I want to dedicate my thesis to my beloved parents, to my caring mom, Ilham El-Kafawian, and to my father, Brigadier General Dr. Abdelmajid El-Kafawian, and to my husband, Mohammed El-Farraya. Thank you for being a part of my journey, and to my other family, El-Farraya, and to my brothers and sisters, and finally to my son. And thank you, doctors, for your hint and for your thank you for your efforts of me. And now I will start to present what I written.
Bismillah. Go ahead. Yes, make your time.
I going to talk about the impact of leadership style of improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan. I choose the private sector because the private sector interest in improvement and increase the level of performance. My table of content, I will talk in 13 slides. I will start, first of all, in abstract and research a problem, research questions, literature review, theoretical framework, methodology, field situation, and model of the study. I will explain data analysis and results. I will talk about distinguishes the study from previous studies, and finally conclusion and what I recommend for other researchers. Okay. My abstract, the study examined to talk about the impact of different leadership styles on performance in private hospitals in Jordan, especially in Amman. A descriptive analytical approach was used with a questionnaire distributed to workers in 43 hospitals. I used 200 questionnaire and I retrieved 177. for 43 hospitals in Amman in Jordan. Results showed moderate implementation of different leadership styles, suggesting the need for specialized training for leaders to improve their skills. The student also recommended increased research on the subject. Now I have a problem to talking about. My problem in Jordanian private hospitals face weaknesses in selecting appropriate leadership. I have a problem in choosing leadership. Despite the importance of this sector in serving citizens and addressing health issues, failure to choose the right leadership can negatively impact staff performance and the quality of health services. Now I have four problems. The first problem to choose appropriate leadership, and what the level of interest in the leadership in Jordan and in choosing the leadership, and about performance and how to improve performance and how to raising the performance level. Research questions. I used this research questions to gain the results. And the first research question: what level of leadership style is used in private hospitals in Jordan? I'm interested in level of leadership style. I think if we define the level of leadership style, and when we improve it this level, we will improve the performance all in this sector, and we will know how we will deal with the problem we will face it. What level of performance in private hospitals in Jordan? The leadership style effect in performance level, and we must know the level of performance. The level of performance will be the indicate if we have a problem in leadership or no. And the third question: what is the impact of leadership style, democratic, autocratic, transformational, free leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals? And I have sub-hypotheses for these questions, talking about what is the impact of democratic leadership style in improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan, and what is the impact of autocratic leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals, and what is the impact of free leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals, and what is the impact of transformational leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals. The final question: is there statistically significant impact at the level of alpha more or equal 0.05 between leadership on improving performance for Jordanian?
دكتورة نهى، النت عندهم مش عندنا، مش هيك؟
صحيح يا دكتور.
Sorry, can you hear me?
بس دكتور عاصم مش هنا ووفاء مش هنا.
هلا هاي
دكتور
سامعينك
وفاء؟ سامعينك. وين رحتي؟ شغل الفيديو وفاء، شغليه.
اوكي.
فكرناكي رحت زيارة عند دكتور عاصم. quick visit to Dr. Awesome. Welcome back.
Okay. Welcome. I will present this slide again. Okay. Research questions. I have 4 research questions. First of all, what level of leadership style is used in private hospitals in Jordan? The importance of know the level of leadership style and that affect to increase. We will know how to increase this level, and then we will increase the level of performance in all of the hospitals or in this sector maybe. What level of performance in private hospitals in Jordan? We must know the level of performance, and then we will improve it if we needed that. The third question, what's the impact of leadership style, democratic, autocratic, transformational, free leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals? I have some hypotheses related to this question. What is the impact of democratic leadership style on improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan? And the second one, what is the impact of autocracy on improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan? And what is the impact of transformational leadership style on improving performance in private hospitals? Finally, what is the impact of free leadership style on improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan? Final question, is there statistically significant impact at the level of alpha more or equal 0.05 between leadership on improving performance for Jordanian private hospitals, depending on the demographic variables, gender, qualification, experience? Okay. Literature review. I found that there are a few previous studies related to this, especially in Jordan private hospitals, dealing with the variable not used in other research in Jordanian private hospitals, democratic and leadership styles and performance. I used variable for I used dimension for leadership style variables not used in other research. The study is distinguished from other studies by dealing with a group of variables which have not been studied in other previous studies, namely with regard to leadership variables and their styles in democratic leadership, free leadership, transformational leadership, autocratic leadership, with regard to dependent variable of performance, workload, quality of work, know the work details, perseverance, and reliability. This has not been addressed previously, and it's distinguished from the one of that precede and through the study population represented by leader in Jordanian private hospitals. Okay, I make a model different in other previous studies, model for the variables. theoretical framework, leadership style, and performance. Now I'm talking about this concept, and in this part in my thesis, I defined the leadership style, and I defined the concept of leadership style, the variable. I'm talking about variable on about performance.
وفاء، استخدم الحزمة إذا عندك مشكلة في المين انترنت الراوتر وكذا، استخدم حزمة الموبايل، يعني sometimes it does better work. فاهم علي؟
والدكتور
يا وفاء استخدم الحزمة. النت إذا عندك ضعيف استخدم حزمة الجوال على الهوت سبوت.
No دكتور، it's Viber.
فايبر مغشوش هذا.
اوكي. مش عارفة ليش.
يلا كملي. Go continue. Okay.
Leadership style can affect worker engagement and job satisfaction, and performance is defined as the total achievements and results achieved by employees in accordance with their tasks and duties. And in this part of my thesis, I clarify and impact of performance. Okay. Okay. اوكي دكتور.
يا عمي انت تفضلي كملي. انت وقتك تقريبا خلص يعني بليز.
I cannot move the slide. I don't know why I cannot move the slide.
I'll move it in your behalf. Okay, you tell me, I'll move it for you. Okay, it's moving now. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. I used this shape for theoretical framework, leadership style and performance, and the dimension of its variable, democratic, autocratic, transformational, free leadership style, and what every variable mean in just one word. Like democratic related to participative leadership, and autocratic how the leader can take a control, and transformational inspirational appeal, how to motivate employee with inspirational and motivate them to gain remarkable work. Free leadership style is that detached style. And the performance, I talk about 4 variables: workload, quality of work, knowing the detail, perseverance, and reliability. Workload, we're talking about the duties and tasks and how we segment this duties. Performance, the second one, quality of work, the degree of mastery and how we can attain the best goal, best work. Knowing the details, talking about technical work. Performance, persistence, and how we will stable with this work. Other slide, Doctor.
Yeah, okay. How much you will pay me for this?
What, Doctor?
خلاص مش مهم. يلا next. Okay.
Research methodology. This study will based on a quantitative approach. I used the descriptive analytical method to verify my hypothesis, as well as its questions and Richard's results. And my population of study and my study sample, I include directors, leaders for hospitals, and my sample includes 200 person from directors and managers in 2023 and 2024. And the next slide, Doctor.
How many hospitals? How many
43
hospitals?
hospitals, Doctor. 43 hospitals in Amman, in Jordan.
Private hospitals in Amman or in
Yes.
Jordan as a whole?
No, in Amman, in Jordan.
Okay, so in Amman. Okay, all right. Okay.
Field situation. The study was conducted in private hospital across Amman, Jordan, focusing
Okay,
on the
agree.
impact.
Yes, we understand this. Next one. Now, yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Model of the study. I used this model, leadership and improving performance, and clarify this variable and clarify the leadership styles I used in my thesis, and try to clarify the hypothesis. Yes, Doctor. Other slide.
Okay. Next.
Data analysis. The quantitative approach, descriptive analytical, is the most appropriate in order to achieve the objective of the study. The questionnaire of the study verified by presenting to a number of attributes. The extent is stability identified by carrying out statistical analysis and the Cronbach alpha test. I used the program SPSS. And I distribute questionnaire in Google form, and some questionnaire I distributed the papers. Okay. Through a test related to simple statisticals such as frequencies, percentage, and the analytical analysis such as correlation coefficient, regression coefficient, I conducted. Yes, Doctor. Next slide, please.
Yeah, okay, next slide. Okay, Bismillah. Result, أيوة. Result واحدة ولا 2 results?
2 results, Doctor. The first result is there an impact of leadership style, democratic, autocratic, transformational, and free leadership style on improving performance in Jordanian private hospitals? I found that yes, there is an impact of leadership style, democratic, autocratic, transformational, free leadership on improving performance, and in all of leadership style, I found the impact. And in statistical in statistical analysis on demographic, no, I don't found that impact if we change it the demographic variable. And other section of results, what the level of leadership is used in private hospitals. I found the level of leadership style was moderate, and the level of performance was moderate. And I suggest to improve the leadership style and improve the level of performance. Yes, doctor. Next slide.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Distinguishes the study from previous studies. My study is distinguished by addressing unique leadership variable and styles, including democratic, autocratic, free, and performance, especially in Jordanian private hospitals. And modernity is also evident conducted during 23-24. Yes, doctor. Next slide.
Okay. Inshallah. اللهم طولك يا روح.
Okay. My conclusion, the suitable leadership style that brings up the best performance in Jordanian private hospital in Amman, given its substantial positive impact on performance measure, I found the democratic leadership style is best suited for reaching peak performance in Jordan's private hospitals, and is extremely good vibes and good work if we apply it, and will improve the vibes in the hospitals. Yes, doctor.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I recommended in my thesis. Involved the training course to improve the level of performance, to improve skills, and taking into account to choose appropriate leadership styles because its impact on performance, the necessity of carefully choosing leadership style according to required by the work team in Jordanian private hospital, and increase the topic in this research, increase to talk about, to dealing about these variables. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, Wafa. It was very nice, intermittent, disrupted presentation. But anyway, this is beyond your hands. I would leave the floor now to the main examiner, Dr. Noha, to discuss the health. And it's the luck of Dr. Noha to face all those people dealing with the health sector. So good luck for you, Dr. Noha. Go ahead.
But thank you, Professor. But Wafa has the credit of finally giving me a brief on the Jordanian health sector. Just a little brief, but it's there. Yeah, so thank you, Wafa. Okay. It seems that you've done the dissertation in a little rush, so it would need some proofreading and restructuring of many of the paragraphs. But yeah, the good thing is that everything is there, but it needs to be organized better. References are not included or mentioned in many statements, so you need to add them. I have them in the comments in the on your file. Let's go to the problem background on page 14, please.
Page 15 of the slides, you mean?
On the dissertation.
Wafa, try to take off the presentation again. You're a presenter. Try to so that you respond. This is not
I
14.
can ask.
So,
I can ask without referring to the dissertation. Wafa, in the problem statement, you've mentioned that there is still weakness and limitation in the interest of some Jordanian private hospitals in benefiting from the advantages resulting from choosing appropriate leadership.
Yes.
By the importance of hospitals. What do you mean? Why would private hospitals not be interested in applying such management style?
Yes, doctor. I mean, about the level of leadership style I talk in private hospitals, because the private sector in general interested in improving the performance and to improving the sector in general. But in public sector, not interest to improve the performance.
Well, what's mentioned here is the opposite. You're saying that there is still weakness and limitation in the interest of some Jordanian private hospitals. You're saying that in general they have interest in improving their performance, but why would some of those hospitals, some of those private hospitals, be against applying the leadership style? What disadvantages be in applying this leadership style that would prevent the implementation of it, or make them against the implementation of this style?
Okay, doctor. The private hospitals have the ability to assign good leadership when well interested. I think the private hospital interested, but maybe some of when some of pays in the sector will reflect a negative signs, and will reflect negative choosing the appropriate person in a good place.
Why would it be hard for them?
Again,
you have skills. Why would it be hard or difficult for the private sector to choose the appropriate leader or management person?
So we have some of base. We have some of base in choosing a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some hospitals or some private hospitals need to assign the employee in a little level of salary. Yes, doctor. And the hospital think when he employed with a limit salary, that's better, and that will gain the profit, more profit, and that not true.
Okay, speaking of profitability and cost, what effect on the cost benefit prospect? How would applying this method or style be, or how would it affect the profitability of private hospitals? Because in my understanding, taking private hospitals as your case study would be focusing mainly on their profitability. So in terms of profitability, what would be the impact of leadership style on improving the performance of those hospitals?
Can you again? Sorry.
You're saying that your dissertation is about measuring the impact of leadership style on improving performance in private hospitals in Jordan. Okay.
Yes.
Considering that private hospitals care more about profits and minimizing costs as possible, what would be the impact of applying this style? Like, how would you convince me as one of the stakeholders of such private hospital in applying this style? What's your justification to convince me to apply this leadership style?
Okay, doctor. I will to clarify something. We have a big hospitals and we have a small hospitals. Okay, the big hospitals continuous make research to improve their performance. And when he learn about any research, and when he know the benefits from applying the research, will paid for applying. But small private hospitals maybe will benefit from other research in the internet, like this thesis.
Yeah,
And
well, why would the management of a big private hospital pay you for your research?
Why will pay for my research?
Why you're a researcher? Yeah, why would they pay you to do this research?
Because good performance will lead to more customers and to more profit, doctor.
Well, for me as an economist or for any stakeholder, this has to be reflected in numbers or percentage. If you apply the leadership style, your cost will be minimized or will be lowered by a certain percentage, and as a result, your profitability will increase. Okay. So in order to, and you're measuring the impact. So you're measuring impact in terms of
Yes,
effect of a change. Okay. Mentioning private hospitals means that we're talking about profitability, minimizing cost and maximizing profits. So it has to be mentioned somewhere in your work.
Okay, doctor, I will work in that. Yes.
Okay. Well, I missed something on your presentation. I'm not sure about it. You've mentioned that there was no. You have the credit of being the first to talk about or study or study this topic. It means that there is no previous literature on the topic of measuring the impact leadership style on improving performance, or in improving performance in private hospitals, or what? What's unique about your topic?
My topic in Jordanian private hospital. But I clarify in the thesis only in Amman. I found I imitation other thesis. He took in the topic just the main of place and clarify in the thesis.
Well, for my surprise, Wafa, when I went through the same topic of the impact of transformational leadership style on performance in Jordan, I found, and this is from a Google Scholar, 179,000 topics related to this, or studies related to this topic. And some of them are directly related to it. The impact of transformational leadership style on organizational performance, evidence from Jordan. This is done by somebody called Tariq Urabi. Another one by Rawashdi, the impact of leadership styles on improving institutional performance in the Jordanian commercial banks. So I didn't find any of those, and even those mentioned in the first time search in Google side, I haven't found any any of those research studies mentioned in your study? Haven't you done any search for such a for your topic over the internet?
Yes, Doctor. But the previous study in my research, I used the most previous studies, maybe talking in leadership style or maybe talking in performance, and I used the participative between leadership style and transfer and performance, not in Jordan,
yes,
not just in
exactly.
Jordan. In
That's the weakness. That is a major weakness in your work. In your title, in your topic, you've mentioned Jordan. So in order to have the value or to compare the results of your study to the most similar or the closest topic, it has to be done on or to compare to studies implemented or done on the Jordanian hospitals, okay, or Jordanian for example, banking sector, etc. So you would be able to compare your results with the implementation or the impact of leadership style on the same sector and then on other sectors. Okay, in Jordan, you're coming from you're going from the micro, your country, Jordan, then expand it to the rest of the world. And there are, yes, I told you, there's 179,000 results on this topic. So there are many other scholars who have done the same or similar and close studies on your topic, the components of your topic. So please go through those, choose what's more relevant to your work and add them to your literature. That's very important to show that you have a strong background on your topic and its implementation on your country. That's what's important, is to reflect the results and the findings on your country. Okay.
Okay, Doctor. I will work on that. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm done, Professor Zahir. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Naha. Thank you very much. The floor is yours, Dr. Asim.
You say the title is the impact of leadership style on improving performance, right?
Yes,
now,
Doctor.
In your research questions, talking about the level of leadership style. Okay, so you're measuring the level of. You say level. How did you define level? What is level?
Yes, Doctor.
And how did you achieve?
The level I found the level was moderate, Doctor.
One second. Right? You say, what level of leadership style is used in private hospitals in Jordan? Right? Yes. I remember correcting you on this one, right? Before I said Jordan, not in Jordanian, right? In private hospitals in Jordan. Anyway, so when you say level, how do you define level? Level of leadership and level of performance, both. Go ahead.
Yes, Doctor. I find the level of leadership style was moderate. Went in standard deviation, and I found the level of performance was moderate after studied mean on standard deviation and in statistical analysis in SPSS.
No, that is for the answers. When you receive responses from people, then from those responses, the level of the response is is medium or high or low. But you're talking about level of leadership style. How do you decide on the level of leadership style in literature? Have you come across research where they talk about the level of leadership style. Now,
yes, Doctor.
that is the.
I have some.
What is leadership style? I think.
Maybe I cannot hear exactly what you say.
I just repeated myself anyway. I say, what is the level? When you say level of leadership style, and I'm saying, how do you decide on the level? Have you come across other research that defines
Yes.
the level of leadership?
Yes, Doctor. I found other research talking about the level, and I written in my thesis beside this results.
Tell me about it. I mean, okay, you wrote it. What did you say? What does it say? What do you say in your thesis?
I don't open my thesis right now, but I.
The other thing is, I mean, one really, I like one thing. First of all, before I move into this, you decided on democratic, autocratic, transformational, and free leadership styles.
Yes.
Why only these four? There are many others. Why didn't you go into the others as well?
Because those dimension the most variable in this in the leadership style in Jordan.
Well, I know that people are fond of servant leadership. They love servant leadership. There is something called situational leadership. There is laissez-faire leadership. Is there a difference between laissez-faire and free leadership?
Yes, I studied the free leaderships.
And what about laissez-faire? Have you come across laissez-faire?
What, Doctor?
It's called laissez-faire. It's a French word.
Laissez-faire. That talking the free leadership style called laissez-faire.
So it's the same. Is it the same thing? Free leadership and this.
The same name for this.
Good. Okay. So why not including servant and situational? Why didn't you include these?
This the most used for dimension, and I use it for the most used, and I will find other study talking about it.
So, okay. Now, how did you measure improvement? You say in the title, you say the impact of leadership style on improving performance.
Yes.
How did you measure the improvement in the performance?
Yes, Doctor. I think when we apply the democratic leadership style, will improving the performance.
How?
And
what is your evidence that of the improvement? And when you say improvement, you have to tell, you have to say by how much. I think Dr. Noha mentioned that there should be some tangible information, tangible results. You know, improvement by 10%, 20%, I don't know, whatever percent. You know, the other thing is, we said this many times, the impact, when you talk about impact, it means before, it means there was something before, we introduced a new system, and what is the situation after the new system has been installed. How does that work in your dissertation?
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, I clarify suggestion approach to apply to impact performance depend on the result to a correlation coefficient. And I think when we used the democratic, we will gain the better effect.
So yeah, good point. Which one of the styles have provided the best improvement?
Democratic and after democratic, free leadership style.
How do we know that? How do you know that democratic?
Because the democratic has the highest correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient are equal 0.88 for the democratic leadership style and their impact on the performance, and will gain a better performance when we apply the democratic.
Okay, I'm trying to work it out in my mind how that works. You see, what you receive answers, responses from people, right? You receive opinions, and one thing that you have done in your survey that you stated, you said democratic leaders do this and that. Democratic leaders are transformational leaders. Why did you decide to put that statement, to say democratic, transformational, blah blah blah? Do people you asked, do they know about democratic, transformational, autocratic? They know it?
Yes, doctor. I bought in my thesis.
How many people you asked?
Doctor, I put in my thesis approach to use the suggested approach to use clarify when
I didn't understand. You put what?
Okay, I used in my thesis approach to apply.
What is that? Sorry, I don't.
Sorry, doctor.
What is this?
You can hear me now? Approach. Yes, doctor.
What is
yes,
what is
doctor.
that? Approach. What does that?
Approach. We can suggestion approach. We can use it in the hospitals, like use democratic leadership style with transformational leadership style. Like when have empowerment employees, some empowerment employees use the democratic, and for the most employees use autocratic leadership style. Merge between the two these styles to gain the better work.
Look, Wafa, if I remember correctly, and this is of course a long time ago now, I don't know, maybe 5 months or more. But anyway, I think when we discussed this, I said to you, do not mention the style. Do not mention democratic, autocratic. Just put the attributes, the explanation. So had you used the survey without using the word democratic, autocratic, something like this, it would have been a lot better. Then you can really decide on who's in what direction. But when you put democratic and autocratic, you are, people kind of, their opinions swing in one direction or another. But anyway, I'm still finding it difficult to understand how you measured the level, decided on the level, and decided on the leadership style, which one is a better style, and if we can actually generalize it or not. Okay. If you can again explain the measurement of the improvement will be good, but that's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, Wafa, I'll be very quick, but I want to make sure that you have full understanding of what you have done. This is, I would be honest with myself, this is the first time for me to see a leadership style mentioned in a research called the free leadership style. When you say free, you defined it in your chart as detachable. Anybody can do anything whenever they want to do it. Can you tell me exactly what is the meaning of free style leadership? How would you define it? Where do you find such a nice, loose, chaotic, I don't know, leadership style? Where is it? I mean, which school, not school, hospital was famous of such a style, free leadership style?
I want to agree with Professor Zahir that I haven't actually heard of free leadership style before. This is the first time. That's why I asked. So,
just tell us that. Be kind. Educate us, please.
I concept free leadership style as a detached style and little interference, and I clarify that contrast with transformational leadership, and I have some concepts from previous studies for this.
You said that you've done. Okay, my next question, Wafa, is straightforward. Yes. Also, you've tested the free leadership style, the autocratic, the transformational, and then for 34 hospitals, private hospitals. Is that right? Okay.
43 hospitals.
Yeah, okay. And then you said that this would improve the performance. How did you know that? If you are studying the style, again, like our last researcher, last student, usually when you seek a performance indicator, you have a baseline, and let us say we have tested the freestyle leadership or any sort of leadership, a transformation or whatever, and back in 2020, and now we test it again in 24. And then we know that there is an improvement in X, in workability, in performance, and whatever. So how did you judge that there is an improvement?
Yes, doctor. I judge because I have a result from statistical analysis after a distributed questionnaire. I found the result high level of results mean that there are impacts between leadership and performance.
Okay, what is the most used leadership style in these 34 hospitals from your own study, your own questionnaire?
Okay. The most one is democratic leadership style, had the more highest correlation coefficients. Then are equal 0.88.
Sorry, Prof. Can I say what do you mean? What do you understand? What do you understand by democratic style? What is
democratic leadership style? Okay. Involved employee members of employee in decision-making process and refer to participative them to work.
And do you really personally believe that in Jordan they involve and engage staff in decision-making? Really?
In some hospitals, yes. Yes, doctor.
No. Here you are saying the majority, they say democratic. It's not some. You're talking about majority here, or the most popular. You're saying most popular.
Doctor,
I mean, do you believe you work in hospitals? Do you believe that yourself? Do you believe the results?
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. I
Okay,
believe in my result.
okay, fine. Good for you. Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you my perception of leadership style. I used to give a course in that. I do not believe that there are more than two types of transformational leadership or autocratic or transactional actual. Let me put it in three types: transformational, transactional, and autocratic. Anything else comes under these three. When you say free, when you say democratic, when you go to political maybe dimension, you say democratic leadership style. But when it comes to actual management of hospitals, it's one of the three styles. Either transactional, firmness, with the vision, with the leadership, with leaders who know exactly what they do. Transformational, it's a big story of self-reliance, skills, and so on. And when it comes to hospitals, I wanted to see from your research what sort of you invented two new things. To me, it needs more support research-wise. You invented the free style, not invented. You introduced the democratic. So I would stick to those three original ones: the transactional, transformational, and autocratic. And actually, when it comes to autocratic, we talk about the people, not the style itself of the leadership. So we would like to see two things in your research: the output. What are the hospitals from the 33 hospitals? You say hospital X, they have the most common one, autocratic. Hospital Y, hospital 3, 4. Tell us, and how you find that. Then you tell us, okay, when we do the summation and the average or whatever statistical standard deviation that we have, okay, we have a common outlook that, okay, this is, I would say, transformational or transactional or whatever. But go to each hospital and tell us what you find, and then what is the relation with the performance or whatever parameters you selected under the performance. So this is my perception of the research.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done. Dr. Asim, Dr. Noha, anything you want to add?
Yeah. Fine.
Okay, stay around, Wafa. We will convene in our deliberation for decision, and we'll come back to you. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we will continue our work for today for our final student, Wafa.